guys, it's Noah here with Agents of Geek, and we're at Ener-Con 2015. I'm here with Optimus Prime himself, Diabolico, Hawkmon, Neil Kaplan. Neil, thanks so much for joining us.
You know, first of all, I don't think you should call me Optimus Prime himself while Peter Cullen is still walking the planet. That's his credit, you know. I was Optimus Prime, very happy about that, but you know, I get nailed all the time with people saying, hey, you're not. It's like, I know it's Peter's role. Got it. But yes, I was also Diabolico, and I am Tychus Finley, and I'll continue to be other things which are currently under NDA protection. So.
Well, good to know. So, first question is, how did you get into voice acting?
You know, I just always kind of did voices. I grew up when I was a little kid, and there was a show long before Saturday Night Live was on the air called Copycats. It was basically a bunch of impressionists who would play characters, and so I just started impersonating different people and different things and animals, and you know, that just kind of grew. And I did theater, and I studied acting. And the first time I ever got the chance to do a voiceover, got into the booth and went, "This is home."
You knew right there.
Yeah, pretty much.
So now, regarding Optimus Prime, just quickly, you did say that you're a big fan of the character. Is that why you sort of? I noticed that there's shades of Peter Cullen in your portrayal. Was he an inspiration to you?
You know, I didn't really watch the first time around. I did, you know, I'd see an episode every now and then, but I was in my late teens and, you know, busy doing other things. And but when I auditioned for the show, and I didn't audition for Optimus Prime, I auditioned for other roles, but I did see a freeze frame of Optimus Prime, and I swear I could hear Peter's voice in my head. And they ended up casting me because my voice naturally kind of sounds like Peter's when I slip into that mode. So they went, hey, you sound like him, you should play it. And I went, okay. You don't have to ask me twice to play one of the most popular characters on the planet.
Absolutely. And how did you get the role of Diabolico? Because obviously, I'm a big Power Rangers fan, so I have to ask.
I auditioned. I mean, I had been... You know, one point in time, there was an actors newspaper called Drama Log in Backstage West, and every now and then they'd always have audition notices, but usually there were non-union things or stage, and there was a notice from Power Rangers saying if you'd like to be considered to do voice work or to do ADR for the show, send us a tape. So I submitted a tape, they called me in, I started working on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So then when it started becoming like Zeo and Lightspeed and all these different versions every year, they would audition for new roles. And obviously the first people you audition are the people you already know, and then you put it out to the other actors who might be available. I went in and auditioned for Diabolico and got the part.
Awesome. And I must say, you did a bang-up job.
Thank you. He to this day continues to be one of my favorite villains that I've ever played.
Definitely. I mean, that's story arc alone.
Yeah, that's the main reason.
Now, you've also done voice work over in video games and anime. How is that different from doing voice work in a traditional TV or live action show?
Well, traditional animation is usually done after the voice work is laid down. So they will animate to that. Video games are much the same, but they're different in that we work separately, because you're talking about a script that's thousands of pages, you know, dozens of thousands of lines, and so it's just easier instead of getting people together for months on end, just bring them in one at a time, just record. So you've got a page and it's got all your lines, the director basically tells you, okay, this line we want to do this with it, this line we want to do this with it, this, and they give you the motivation, they give you the background of what's going on in the scene and all that sort of stuff, and then you just do it. And you play the game or watch the cut scenes later and see everything put together and say, hey, that works. In anime, you know, it's already done, so you just dub it to the picture.
Awesome. Now, there's one thing I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
What do you think it is about just Transformers? Because obviously, we're at this huge convention full of Transformers fans everywhere. What do you think it is about that particular franchise that's made it last 30 years for so many, even today's young kids? What makes you think it's so popular?
Well, I think everybody is fascinated by the idea of changing themselves, whether it's personality, whether it's physically, whether it's a change of job or careers. So in that fantasy life that we live in our heads, they do this, and they do it on a simple, basic level. They say the word and they change. That's very appealing to a lot of people. You know, fun action. A lot of times you can get a little bit more violent or destructive with things that aren't human or real because kids don't look at that and go, oh, look, that's me. That's what I should be doing. Because they see it's a robot. You know, and then, of course, let's face it, they've put together some pretty cool toys over the course of, 30 years. So I think it's a combination of all three.
That's one of the best answers I've heard to the question. Now, I want to thank you so much for being here with us, Neil, and just coming down to Ener-Con and coming to Winnipeg. We're really happy to have you.
It's my pleasure. Thanks, Noah.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure, so.
Now, we want you to transform, roll out, and hit that subscribe button if you like what you see. Take care, guys.
What he said.